Okay, welcome everyone. We're about to do a mock test. This is for the driving instructor part 2. We've been joined today by Paul.
Hi.
How are you, Paul? You okay?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
A little bit?
A bit.
You've had no training for this at all, have you?
None.
He's had zero training at all, so he's very, very brave to come in and do this. This is tough. Do you know how long this is today?
An hour?
Yeah, it's around an hour long. You've got multiple manoeuvres and obviously no serious faults at all. Have you got any questions so far?
No.
You pretty happy?
Yep.
Cool, okay. You mentioned earlier you're a little bit worried about mirrors when changing speed.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. The other thing is Paul doesn't know this area at all. Paul, you're from Scotland, aren't you?
I am, yes.
You drove down. He drove down last night at 12 p.m, was it?
Yes.
Absolutely crazy. I couldn't do that. Fair play, though.
Serious weather too.
Yes, intense weather. But you don't know the area.
No.
6 hours away. He doesn't know the area at all. So there's going to be a few roundabouts and different areas that Paul doesn't know. So we've got to see if he can use his general knowledge of driving and just scrape through. Just do your best. This is a route that they use for driving instructor training in Newcastle and Lyme. So we'll see what happens. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, right. So I'm going to direct with this one, no sat nav at all. It's going to be following signs and following my directions. Okay, so when it's safe to do so, carry on. So to kick off straight away, really good observations here by Paul, having a full look around the car. This is a really good start. So when we exit the car park, we're going to turn left.
Left out of the car park.
Yes. So when Paul makes a mistake, which he's bound to do because the guy's had no training at all, this is going to pop up and we're going to pop either a minor or a serious fault on the marking sheet. But let's see what happens. And when we get to the end of the road, we're going to turn right.
Right at the end.
So welcome to the video anyway. If you don't know me, I'm Josh, the driving instructor. The sunshine, isn't it? If you're preparing to become a driving instructor, you're thinking about taking your part 2, or you just want to get an idea of what this entails, this is going to be the perfect video for you, just to give you an idea of the route, give you an idea of the manoeuvres, what's actually expected of you for the part 2 test. And a key thing here is this is a 30-mile-per-hour road and Paul is keeping up. He's not dawdling, he's not being a stone in the road, he's keeping up with the flow of traffic. What you don't want to do is try and be extra cautious and slow everyone else down. That is not the idea of driving normally on the road. If you watch Paul as we approach this car, he checks his central and right mirror, which is really good observations before going around the vehicle. This is exactly what the examiners are going to be looking for, so you're not being overtaken at the same time as you trying to overtake. You're going to be brought down roads just like this on purpose. It's designed like that to test your skills with meeting traffic situations. You've got cars parked on your left. They want to make sure you're keeping that door's width from the cars, which Paul is. And testing if a car comes the other way, how do you react? Just like this. Absolutely perfect. Pulling up behind the van, leaving enough space to the van, and is Paul going to pull out correctly without trying to take the corner off the van?
Dealing with the public is fine. The job itself. If it was maybe a different supermarket, perhaps. But
Oh. Go on, which one is it?
No names, no pack drill.
End of the road, we're going to turn left.
Left at the end.
Yeah.
Clear right, clear left.
So this is quite a big car for driving instructing, really, isn't it? Are you planning to stick with it, or are you getting something smaller?
I don't know yet.
You're going to see how it goes?
Yeah. If I do use this, then I'll have to be teaching automatic, because of course this is classed as an auto.
It is indeed. At the roundabout, we're going to take the first exit left.
First left.
Paul does really well here. He adjusts for the car coming on the roundabout. Sometimes people lose their heads on tests and they start trying to stop at every roundabout just because they think they're being extra cautious, and they're not. They're just knackering the flow of traffic. So don't try and be extra cautious. Just be normal.
You know, I'm sort of there. It's a pretty stuck manual, and it's quite a big difference to just say to people, "Oh, I'm automatic now." By the way, I don't think it's got quite there yet to just do that. You're either one or the other.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more demand for automatics.
When it's safe to do so, would you just pull over on the left? That's fantastic. When it's safe to do so, can you drive on?
Okay.
So on your driving test, or any form of driving test, you're going to be asked to pull over anywhere between 3 and 5 times, and it's just to test your ability to park reasonably close to the curb. That's normally up to a grid's width, up to a drain's width, and without hitting the curb ideally, and being too far into the road blocking the cars. The other really important part is to make sure you check your blind spot and to make sure it's safe to actually pull off.
Absolute sausage.
Don't worry, I've got one.
Good to know, good to know.
This road here is very narrow and there's a big hill coming up, so this particular route here is just about controlling your speed. Can you keep in that 30 speed limit? Paul unfortunately gets his first serious fault here. He's at 38 miles per hour. I'm sorry you can't see it because I haven't got the overlay on just yet, but it will be on with the speedometer any minute now.
Here we are.
Sorry, you were saying about it was a big car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to just make that call close to the things. Fine for doing your training in regardless, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you get to the end of the road, we'll turn right.
Turning right at the end.
Just going to follow signs for Motorway M6 if that's okay.
Okay, turning right here.
That's perfect.
Okay, we hit some really nasty traffic here for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to speed up the video a little bit, get back on track. What is worth mentioning is this is an absolutely awful, well-known crossroads, the Eddie Stobart crossroads. What you've got to do is go through the centre, wait in the middle without blocking the right side of the road because it's slightly offset crossroads, just like Paul's done there, before turning, waiting for the traffic and then turning when it's safe to do so.
My driving's not that good.
Pardon? Okay, we're turning left, but we need to use the right lane once we enter. Is that okay?
Oh, okay.
We're heading for Manchester.
Okay. What on earth? Dear oh dear. We need the right lane.
We have some very beepy lady behind us. I'm not too sure why, to be honest, and it's quite funny considering I'm doing a driving instructor test with someone in the car, so I know he's driving absolutely fine.
Don't know why. Do you think she's got somewhere to be?
As part of your driving instructor test, you have to go onto the motorway for part of your driving test. So we're currently on the slip road that's about to feed onto the M6 motorway. We're looking for 3 main points here. The first one is that Paul gets up to speed with the flow of traffic, which is probably, if it's going 60-70 miles an hour. Next, he needs to make sure that he's checking central right mirror before signalling, and finally checking the blind spot before moving out at a safe point.
Limiter off.
The examiner wants to see that you're not dawdling along here. You should be keeping up with the flow of traffic, and it's a nice clear day, so it's around 70 miles per hour. So Paul's gone straight into the central lane and he's beginning to overtake.
Don't actually know what she's beeping at.
Because she's happy.
As long as Paul's
Very
keeping
beepy
up with the
though.
vehicle in
She
front
was.
and he's overtaking the vehicle on the left, there's not going to be any problem in staying in this lane. I'm giving Paul a minor fault here for something that's happening now. Pop it in the comments if you think you can figure out why he's getting a fault.
I like cruise control as a safety feature.
Yes, I've noticed
So
that.
right now, I'm covering the brake.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with using that, absolutely. If it works for you. You know, the golden rule is don't break the speed limit. How you do that?
Yeah, I use the speed limiter as well on this.
Yes. Yes. In my learner car, I prefer a speed limiter.
Yeah.
In the Tesla, I prefer the cruise control.
I use both depending upon the road. Generally, motorways, dual carriageways, things like that, I will use the cruise control and then cover the brake. If I'm in sort of town traffic and urban or rural roads, I'll use the speed limiter.
Yeah. Yeah. As you say, they've each got
Yeah,
a place, haven't they?
yeah. I am indicating. Okay, he's not going to let me through. Thank you very much. I'll get out behind that one. And now everything's changed. Okay.
Some of this driving, especially this bit on the motorway, gets very, very slow. So we've just sped things up a tiny bit.
Yeah, I can't believe what a busy morning it is.
Yeah. There's wall-to-wall trucks on the way down.
Paul's driving down the motorway close to the right line, so he's not in a central position in the lane, so he's getting a driving fault for this.
So how long are you staying down in this end for then?
Just 2 days.
2 days. Visiting
Yeah.
mum?
Yeah. Going down to visit mum, who's not that far away from you,
No.
and then driving back tomorrow.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let me show you what I got. Yeah. This beat I think not. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hard.
Hey yo, who?
So Paul does the right thing here. He's constantly trying to keep the flow of traffic. He's not a lorry. He doesn't need to sit behind that lorry at 60 miles per hour when he can safely overtake, which is what he does. Perfect.
So we're going to get the next.
Paul continues to sit in the overtaking lane here rather than going into the middle lane behind the caravan, which is sensible because he's probably only going to have to come straight back across in less than 10 seconds.
Not that unfamiliar with the area.
No.
The old A500 joins the A34.
Yes, it does. A34 is closed today. Well, not closed to be fair. One lane's closed, so I don't know if that's causing a bit of havoc. How are you finding the route so far?
Okay.
I guess when you've driven 6 hours from Scotland, everything else is a bit of a breeze.
Yeah.
Hey yo, who made it?
I think God.
And at the roundabout.
At the roundabout, we're turning right for 8500 towards Stoke-on-Trent.
Okay, yeah. Is that west or east?
We're going east.
Paul actually needs the middle lane here, so he's in the wrong lane, but he does really good observations and he does a blind spot check to the left before safely moving across. So I'm not going to give him a fault for this. Both the left lane and the middle lane take you off to the A500, which is actually where we want to go. Unfortunately, Paul's chosen to get into the right of the two lanes, which is officially the overtaking lane. Now, this isn't a problem at all, provided Paul makes his way back into the normal driving lane when it's safe to do so.
Oh dear. Somebody's in trouble.
Didn't catch it. Got it that time.
Say again, sorry?
The cruise control didn't catch.
So that 36.5 miles to the gallon, does that include the electric driving or not?
It does, yes. And that also includes sitting at the side of the road earlier on, running the engine to charge it, put some power back in the battery. Because I was cold, so I had the engine running. I thought, well, while the engine's running, I'll use it to put some charge back in the battery.
Absolutely.
I do a regular 120 mile round trip. And I normally get around 40 to the gallon.
That's not bad, is it?
For a big 2-ton lump like this, it's not bad at all.
No.
Oh my God.
completely flat battery, so you're using nothing but fuel, you'll get about 35 to the gallon.
Okay. Yeah, that's something to consider as well when you're teaching learners.
Yeah.
You know, mine I'm looking at with a learner driving, I think it does an average of about 14 miles an hour. It gets a minimum of around 55 to the gallon.
Okay. Yours is diesel, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's obviously a lot smaller as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Drop him in there, let this van pass, because he seems to be in a bit of a hurry.
Oh shit, man.
Oh my God. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot.
Do you ever travel up to Scotland?
Not since I was a young boy, no. I went to Loch Ness once.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think we went a few times actually. Yeah, lovely. But apart from that, to be honest, no. It's a very long way. And actually, I went once with university. I went to, I think it was Mull Island, or it was an island of some form off of Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, apart from that, no. It's a long way,
Yeah, it is.
but it's very, very nice as well.
Yeah, very picturesque.
There's a 50 mile per hour speed change coming up. Paul's unfortunately missed it. Instead, he's just trying to keep up with the traffic. The speedometer shows that it's 50, but
So
actually
when you
it's
came
about
down,
3 or
is it
4 miles
motorway
above
or is
that.
it all
It's 54,
back
55,
roads
so
or
I'm
a
giving
bit
him
of
a
both?
driving fault for this.
Bit of both. The A7, which is what I would normally take, was closed at Hoyk, so I had to kind of divert across onto the A68 and then come back. It was a weird route.
Okay.
Another way is to go via Moffat, come off the A74M or M74, whatever it is at that point at Moffat, and go up the A702,
Okay.
which is really picturesque.
So did it take you a bit longer because of that, or?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it was quite a diversion. Scotland is very remote. You know, there are big areas of nothing between little centres of population.
Yes.
There's a boss, nice Indian gentleman. I once took him flying, and we were flying over Scotland, and he says, "Big land, no people." Yeah,
That's
sums
well
it
said,
up.
yes.
Yeah, big land, no people.
How far have you driven from Scotland? Have you ever driven as far? I mean, what's the furthest you drive in a plane?
I've been up as far. I've been up to Inverness. In fact, just further north than Inverness.
Right. I'm a bit ignorant. Where's Inverness?
Inverness.
Yeah.
Okay. Just north of Loch. Well, it's a very slightly east of Loch Ness.
Got you.
So you know what the Great Glen is, the kind of rift right the way across Scotland,
Yes.
where Loch Ness and the other lochs are right. Inverness is on I think it's the south coast of that.
Okay.
But there was a fly-in at an airfield that I'd been trying to get to, and it was like my third attempt to get to this one. I finally made it on the third attempt. Very windy day too.
Was it?
Mm.
Is it a lot harder to fly in the wind?
In some ways, yes. Especially when you're flying around the mountains, because of what air does around the mountains. You get rotor off the hills, which can knock you about a bit.
Got you. That's when that's the worst flight we ever had. Flying to Crete, and the airport has a huge mountain on both sides.
Oh yeah.
It was awful. I literally thought I was done deal.
Yeah, beautiful smooth flight until you hit that point, and then
Yes, literally bouncing.
yeah,
It was awful, and I had to go around and have another go.
yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, this is bad.
The pilot enjoyed it that much, did he?
Yes.
Maybe he had to go and have another go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the technical term is a go around. Yeah.
Yeah, and we did go around.
I'd wanted to fly since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I swore I would get my PPL, and I hadn't even flown commercial up until about 12 years ago, something
Really?
like that. Yeah. So the first time I ever flew on a commercial plane, I was with my wife, and when we landed, I just bounced up and down in my seat and went, "Wee, that was fun! Can we do that again?" Did it just to annoy her?
Yeah. Where did you go?
I flew from Scotland down to Birmingham to
Oh, brilliant.
spend Christmas with Mum.
But that was a bit quicker.
Yeah. Certainly quicker than the drive.
I mean, how long do you have to wait in the airport before you fly to fly down to Birmingham?
I think we were in like a couple of hours,
Yeah.
but then that's just because we got there nice and early. And
Yeah. Flight's what, half hour?
almost an hour.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to use the next road on the left.
All right, so we're filtering off to the left.
Yes.
This one. Okay.
Technical term.
Okay.
Great, and when we get to, we're going to come to a roundabout. When we get to the roundabout, we're going to be turning right. Now you can use either of these lanes to turn right on the roundabout.
Okay. Looks fairly busy, so I shall stick to the left. Says me having to cut across traffic.
Yeah, for A34, so it's the middle lane or the right lane.
Middle, all right, okay.
And yeah, just following for A34 up there. It's going to be third exit.
Paul unfortunately gets a serious fault here at this roundabout, and this is just a bad case of not knowing the area. He lives in Scotland after all. So Paul starts off in the left lane to go around the roundabout, and the left lane can only go straight on or turn right in the outside lane. Unfortunately, Paul goes from the left lane to one of the inside lanes, which is dangerous because if there's a car on the right, they'd also be trying to go into that lane, which is what's led to a serious fault.
That one. confused by those road markings then.
So you can use either of these lanes to come off, okay.
Yeah. Speed limited to 30.
And then we're just following the road ahead.
Okay.
It was all in the keywords there. I told Paul to follow the road ahead. If you hear that, always assume left lane because it just means following the road ahead. Paul sensibly finds a good time to change back into the normal driving lane and
So what are you going to do for the rest of the day then?
Sleep.
That's a good shout. That's a really good answer.
I shall go and see Mum, probably do a bit of shopping for her. And, I will be getting an early night.
Yes. Yes, I can imagine.
Although I'll try and make sure I'm awake for 7:30.
I don't even know if I'll make it. You're going to need the right lane here. I don't even know if I'll make it tonight. The boy's got football, wife's away.
Not right here,
I'll
no.
have to see. No, apologies. We're following the road ahead. It's just
Yeah.
these parked cars. And then after the parked cars, feel free to go back in.
Ah, right.
Want a little bit of help just because of the road.
Yeah. Can you see if that silver one's parked?
Yes,
or
it is,
It is
yeah.
parked, okay. That's never an original colour.
Really?
Don't think so. Been ages since I've seen a proper Mini.
Don't have those in Scotland.
Don't have many of them anywhere these
No.
days. Have you ever seen, in fact, well, here's one coming around the corner, but I was going to say, have you ever seen the original Mini compared to the new thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if they can call that a Mini.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I love a Mini Clubman.
Mm.
I would have had one of those instead of this. Well, instead of my car, not this. I do love a Mini Clubman, yes. Little go-kart. Well, not little, are they, as you say?
No, they're actually quite large.
Yeah. I'm going left here, sorry.
Oh,
Doesn't
too
matter.
late.
Absolutely fine. We're going to turn left at this yellow bollard.
Oh. Oh, you know where we are, I think. Following round to the left.
Yes, we'll follow it around to the left. And we're going to pull into here, into this one here. Yeah, perfect.
Where we started.
Yeah. And then just pull up again, where we started next to the Mini.
Okay.
Fantastic. Right, that is the end of the test. We're going to give some really fast feedback for you guys out there, because you're not going to want to listen to the in-depth, and then we'll go a bit more client-centered in-depth after. How do you think you did?
It's not a case of whether I passed, it's how badly I failed. I know there's a couple of places I was over the speed limit. That one just after coming out of here,
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was a 30 as soon as I saw the 30 sign.
What did you get up to?
Almost 40.
Okay, so 40 would be a fail, yeah. You get away with possibly 35, 36. After that, you're really pushing your luck. So yeah, so that was a serious fault. Go on, what's next?
Go on, you tell me.
Okay, to be honest, I haven't done bad at all. I was impressed. I was very impressed. Really, really impressed. You were absolutely fine after that until you got on the motorway. On the motorway, I gave you a driving fault for your positioning. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, I don't think you have noticed, and you can have a look back at the camera. When you drive, you position really close to that line. You've got over a metre gap on my side next to the line almost the whole way. And when you have a look at the camera, you'll see what I mean. Especially when that van's going
so I'm
past.
not
I thought you were
centred.
I thought you were going to scrape the frigging van when he came up on your right. But yeah, we'll have a look at that anyway on the camera, because it's one of those things that you've probably not even noticed. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next thing we got to A500.
Yeah.
A little bit of speeding again.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely when we went into
Went
the
over
50.
the 50.
Yeah. You didn't notice we were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I did realise, well, I did set the speed limiter there rather than using the pedal, because
Yeah.
it was the traffic was
Yeah.
varying in speed, so I wasn't using the cruise control.
No.
And I was just following the speed of the traffic, and when I realised that no, that traffic's doing more than 50, I hit the limiter.
Yes, but it was a bit too late then, wasn't it? To be fair, I put that as a driving fault. I thought you were about 55. You might have been a bit higher, but regardless. You kept your speed up on the motorway, which is really good. Where it was 70, you were trying to get up to 70, no messing about. You were moving back across the lanes. That was absolutely perfect. Really, really good. Don't have to go over the top with it, but just keep the flow of traffic. So that was really, really good. Your big mess up was that roundabout.
Yeah.
And you just didn't know the roundabout, did you? And that's the problem. When you don't know an area, it's very easy to mess things up. And you just didn't know that roundabout. I tried to tell you could use either lane. You did pick up on that, but you were in the outside of the roundabout. When you're in the outside of the roundabout, where'd you stay? The outside of the roundabout.
To the left.
To the left. You never, when you're in the outside of the roundabout, you never curve back in. If you're on the inside of the roundabout, you can use the inside lanes. But you started on the outside, hugging the outside curb, and then you came across 3 lanes before going back across to the second lane.
Did I? Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Right. Okay.
No?
I'll watch the video again and see where I did that.
Yeah. On that last roundabout there.
Yeah, I was confused by some of the road markings, because it was the markings coming off from the side road.
Yeah, it is a confusing roundabout. But that left lane can either go straight on, back onto the A500, or round the outside hugging the curb. The right lane can use all the other lanes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But we'll have a look at the video anyway. So yeah, that would have gone down as a serious fault.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But apart from that, you did really well. As I say, and I was very impressed for your first attempt. I thought you were going to have it, to be honest. I thought you were going to nail it. It was just that. So really, really well done. Thank you ever so much.
Thanks for doing it.
You know, wish Paul luck. He's done absolutely fantastic. You know, a lot braver than I am to come out and do this today. But you're not quite there yet.
No,
Nearly,
not.
nearly. Next time, we'll do it again.
Hi Josh, this is a quick message to let you know that I've just passed my Part 1 theory and hazard perception test. Thanks very much for your help and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.
Thank you very much for watching. Josh, your driving instructor, out.